Hey, 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 hey. Welcome to the NOTI Lounge. I'm your host, Troy Smith. Hope you enjoy yourself on this late night quiet storm. I'm playing the wrong stuffer. Quiet storm, don't hurt. Look, man, I'm just hoping that I just wanted to test this new mic out. I actually got this new mic. This new SMB, what's this? SM7B, the one that everyone been raving about. I got my other one mic just to, set it to the side. But I said, man, I'm so looking forward to using this thing. I said, I'm gonna do something late night. A late night pod, man. A late night pod. A super duper late night pod. So if you hopping on with your boy, I appreciate it. Even though it's late, share this mug, man. And we're talking about tonight, can you trust anybody paid on full commission? It's at the bottom. Can you trust someone paid on commission? That's the whole point I want to ask somebody. It's going to be a brief one, but I just want to talk to someone. And maybe you might be a full salaried employee, or you might be somebody that's actually 100% commission based. But I want to talk to you today about which one is better. Can you even trust somebody? If you're just a regular person out here buying something, looking for something, buying stuff, can you trust someone that's getting paid on full commission? Or would you want someone to know that hey, you getting paid a salary? It doesn't change for you. You're going to help me out regardless, right? We got a lot of commercials that always talk about, hey, and our salespeople are not paid on commission. They're not commission based. They are salaried employees. Which one is best though? Which one is best? Who can you truly trust when it comes down to someone that tells you, oh, by the way, I'm paid on commission? I've actually had people come to me and say, Troy, because if you don't know, I do mortgages for a living. I help people get that dream home. I help folks become homeowners. I give them my money. I want you to have my money if you qualify. But I'm a mortgage loan originator by trade. I'm a banker by trade. That's what I've done since I've been out of grad school. So I do that. And I've been asked the question oftentimes, Troy, how are you paid? Oh, I have no problem telling you I'm paid on commission. If I don't get this loan closed, what's up there, Facebook user? And if you want to make sure, if I see your face, you want me to see your face or see who was commenting, I would love to shout you out by name. So when they hear this on the playback on the audio version, they say, oh, snap, I need to make sure I actually listen to the lives too. I want to see your name. So let StreamYard actually use, hit that little button that says show your face and all that stuff. But like I said, I've had people ask me, hey, Troy, how are you paid? And I tell them I'm paid by commission. If your loan doesn't close, baby, if your loan don't close, I don't get paid. So you want me to do your loan. I want to make sure your loan gets done. I want to make sure you actually move into the dream home you have. But oftentimes we've been inundated. We've been given a whole lot of information about if a person get paid on commission, they're probably going to hustle you, swindle you, bamboozle. So I'm going to tell you a couple of stories about when I've actually went from being an hourly salary employee to a commission-based individual. In a sense, commission is going to be as close as you're going to be able to get to being a full entrepreneur or an actual business owner. Only thing that's different is that you don't have all the overhead, the actual paying for the space and things like that, paying for insurances and paying for a whole lot of different things. So, and then we get into a whole other base when it comes down to what type of commission person are you paid? What's your structure pay? Are you 1099 subcontractor, or are you an actual W-2 employee paid on commission? That's a whole nother pod. That's a whole nother episode. We're not going to talk about that today. But I'm going to ask you this right quick before we get into it. What exactly comes to mind when you think of someone that tells you they commission? What are those terms that come to mind? Hustler, swindler, used car salesman. I feel bad for those folks that sell cars. Back in the day, they had a bad connotation. If you sold used cars, it was just like a bad thing to say, man. People say, oh, you sound like a used car salesman. What that mean? What you talking about? Sound like a used car salesman, right? What's those couple things that come to mind? If you leave a comment, drop a comment in there. If you're listening on the audio version, drop a comment on that too. I want to know if you're out there for sure. Thank you for listening tonight too, if you are. And thank you for listening to the playback on it. But what's those things that come to mind when you think of someone that says commission? Hustler, swindler, used car salesman, scammer, does whatever it does, whatever it takes to get it done, stressed out, results driven. That's the negative things, right? What about positive things you may think about it? And if you don't think about it, let me help you think of some positive things when it comes down to a commission-based person. Closer, Mr. Go Get It Done, Mr. Go or Mrs. Go the extra mile, a hunter, go out there and get it, bring it in, do whatever it takes in a good way. No routine, results driven. Here's a big one though. No income limits. When you think of commission, what's those type of terms that come to mind? No income limits, knowing your worth. What comes to mind when you think about a person's salary paid, right? What's comes to mind? The salary paid. A person is paid a salary or hourly paid. What comes to mind? Talk to me. A person that listens, they listen to me. It's a guaranteed paycheck when you're salaried or hourly, right? Guaranteed paycheck. Now, if you're salaried, you know you're gonna get paid if you come to work. If you don't, if you're hourly, if you don't work, you don't get paid, right? That's a whole nother pod in itself with that one. But we're just talking about commission versus salary. All right, guaranteed pay, no matter what. Routine, you know it's consistent. There's a routine. You might actually be able to set up the different retirements because it's money going in there automatically. Think about those things, right? We're thinking about those couple of things versus commission versus salary. Now let's think about some negative connotation when it comes down to certain terms of salary. Lazy, right? Rude. If you can hear me, can you hear me good too on the mic? You hear me good on the mic? Just talking about some lazy connotation that come with salary. Never calling you back. You like that thought process? I do too. Thanks, man. Never calling you back. Don't truly know their worth. Ooh, no, don't know their worth. Income ceilings. Income ceilings when you're salaried or hourly, right? What we got? Yeah, we'll talk soon. I'm thinking that might be Nino. Income ceilings tied down. Salaried employees are oftentimes tied down. See, we always think about, and I want to make this clear too. I don't want to sound like I'm being biased because I worked on both sides. I worked on the salary pay. I worked on the actual where I know I'm getting that money. I'm getting my hours in 2 hours, and I work on the commission side. So it might sound biased sometimes, but I'm trying to make it very even. But I just want to see who can you trust, and if you were actually working salary, could you go full-fledged commission? It's a lot of negative connotation when it comes down to commission. There's a lot of positive connotation when it comes down to salary, but the negative is never thought about. It's depending on who you're listening to, right? So let's break it down to, I like to break down actually what a salary means and what commission means. So I went to online, I went to the Google God and asked them, what exactly is salary? And it says a fixed regular payment, typically paid on a monthly or bi-weekly basis, but often expressed as an annual sum made by an employer to an employee, especially a professional or white-collar worker. What is commission? And I went to look at commission in regards to commission pay based on what the Department of Labor says a commission is. A sales commission is a sum of money paid to an employee upon completion of a task, usually selling a certain amount of goods or services. In a nutshell, results driven. I believe that when you work commission, and most people can work. This is what the user is saying right here. Most people cannot work on commission. They will starve. That is true. They behinds will starve, and we're going to get to that too, because Oftentimes, no, we're going to get to that. So when I mentioned about commission, about being knowing your worth, that's the benefit about commission in general. You know exactly what your worth is because it's results driven. It's based off of your results. Have you ever noticed as a salary employee, if you work hourly, you've been doing a whole lot of extra work and it seems like you're doing more work than everybody else around you and you never get noticed for it? And not only that, you don't actually get paid anything different because guess what? You salaried. That $39,000 you getting every year. Now you working extra and doing extra work because they're enticing you to actually do more and tell you, hey, if you keep doing more and doing this and showing up early and doing this, going to work extra early in the morning and getting off extra late at night to get paid at $39,000, and you still get passed up by Kelly for that promotion. And then guess what? Your mind start playing tricks on you and you start thinking, I'm not worthy enough. Maybe I'm not worth the amount. And now you still get paid at $39,000 while Kelly done got promoted and get paid $10,000 more. But you know what happened when you pay commission? If you don't work, you don't eat. That's the downfall of being a commissioning person, employee or whatever, subcontractor. See, that's about as close you're going to get to being an entrepreneur is being commissioned, is because of the fact that the only way you're going to get there is actually, I mean, you don't have to worry about a lot of the other overhead and things of that sort, but that's about as close you're going to get to entrepreneurship and owning a business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it does. Guaranteed money comes with a price. Guaranteed money comes with a price. You're trading hours with time. So can you trust a person that's getting paid commission? That's my question to you. If you know a person that's paid commission, don't get paid or don't eat unless they get paid, and don't get paid unless they bring something back and get it done, and make sure they work harder for your deal to get done. Can you trust that person to get it done? I'm quite sure you probably could. They're not getting paid. So let me break down the story to you. Maybe you're a person that's listening that used to be an employee or still an employee, may have lost your job, or may have a job, I don't know. And said, man, I've actually thought about making more money, but I don't know how. I've been working the same job for 42 years. My income went from $10,000 a year to 72. You've been there for 42 years. Let me tell you this quick story. So I remember one time I was sitting down with my guy, one of my old business mentors. And I said, so-and-so, how can, at 30 years old, I was like 28. I said, at 30 years old, how much were you worth? He said about, I think, $5 million. I said, at 30 years old, you were worth $5 million. He said, yeah. I said, man, how can I be worth $5 million, just a $1 million at 30 years old? I was like 28 at the time. And you know what he told me? He said, Troy, you never will. You'll never make $1 million. I said, whoa. Now, if I wasn't smart enough, if I was trying to be upset about it, I wouldn't want to listen to what he had to say. But I said, tell me what you mean by that. And he said, Troy, because you're always looking for someone that's going to pay you the most money to work for them. I said, interesting. And he said, there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, you'll never make $1 million in a year because, okay, so you work here at the bank doing this for this long. You get paid $100,000. And at that time, I was making $100,000 salary. And he said, $100,000 at that time makes six figures at that time. Yeah. And he said, you work here for, you work there for a couple of years, you get promoted. You might make 110. Then you go to the next job. You might make 125. Then you make 150. And he said, by the time you get 10 years more into this business and what you're doing on a salary, you make 150. By that time, if you're working as an entrepreneur or commission, you can make it in actually 2 or 3 years. I said, wow. I might have to go and get in commission. Now, people always say you got a winning personality. Troy, you can make it in commission. But guess what, though? I was afraid. I was married with kids at that time. I'm not doing that. But guess what else? I realized I didn't have no flexibility. I was married with my 2 little kids. At the time they were born, just babies, little bitty babies. My wife needed more attention from me. I try to go do something. Someone told me, hey man, where you going? You going to lunch? Somebody asked me, was I going to lunch? You got to worry about who going to be back in time for lunch and all this other stuff. I said, I can't do this no more. I can't do it no more. I got to do something else. Now, it was a struggle, boy. It was a struggle going from doing salary to going commission. It was a couple of times, man, when my guarantee ran out, I went back to my old manager and said, hey, man, can you extend my guarantee? He said, heck no. He didn't say that way. He said, Troy, unfortunately, I can't do it. So it's definitely a risk, man, going into it. But, man, when you have those aspirations of making more money and actually getting a lot more money, and you realize you're never going to get there if you're going to be sitting at the salary position because it's a limitation cap on making money, you're never going to make the money that you want to make. Now, if you're comfortable staying where you are and loving complaining about how you're not making more, then stay where you are. But the question would be, can you trust someone that's getting paid full commission? I say yes, because that person is getting paid. You got to trust them. Now, there are some people out there that it's always bad apples in the bunch. They get a little greedy, doing a whole lot of stuff just to get paid. But I believe you can trust somebody. But it really depends on you, though. It's all relative to the person. It's really all relative to the individual who's in front of you at that time. Working with me, if you need a mortgage, let me know. I'm going to make sure things get done. Make sure things are worked out and completed and finished for you. Communication is open. I got to make sure you get your deal done because I got to feed my family. Commission based. Salary is much more safer. Routine. Staying in the spot, doing the same thing. You deal with someone that's getting paid a salary, that's great. But guess what? That person ain't, if they don't deal with you, they don't worry about it because they're gonna get somebody else to come in. Because guess what? They're gonna get paid regardless. Oftentimes they seem to be lazy at times because they don't care. Have you ever worked with a person from the state? Someone that worked from the state? State employees are great. I love them. But boy, they can be sometimes nerve-wracking because they act like they don't want to be at their job anyway. And all the time they don't know their value. And I think if you're working with someone that's a commissioned employee, a commissioned person, or subcontractor, they oftentimes know it's all results driven and they have to know their value. That's how they're comfortable doing what they got to do to make sure something gets done for you. It could be mundane. I don't want to be redundant, but can you trust someone that does it? And I really believe it comes down to the moment and all relative to the person, what you got going on in front of you. Who's ever in front of you? It's a mindset thing, man. It's a mindset thing. Commission, like I said, is the closest thing you're going to get to entrepreneurship. Maybe you're a person that's saying, man, you know what, man, I want to actually own my own business one day, but you don't want to take on that full responsibility. Commission might be the route you go, and they might need your personality in the business of whatever commission that may be. It may be in insurance, maybe in mortgage, it may be in whatever business you want to do. The commission might be the way. And you might need to be able to work with someone to be able to trust that person because they got to get it done. If they don't get it done, they're not eating. And believe me, it ain't fun going hungry. At all. At all, man. My last thing, I remember one time, I want to tell you this story briefly about when I was making a transition when I first did a commission job right out of school, out of college. And I want to tell you that story real quick, and I'm going to head out. I remember I was, because I'm so used to getting paid an hourly wage, I went to go sell some clothes in grad school. I was selling suits and stuff like that. They said, Troy, we can start you out with $9 an hour. Now, $9 back in 2004 was booming. That's big time to me. When you come from dealers working $8.50. So I went somewhere for 50 cents more. But I was working hard, man. And my coworker at the time, Chris, there's only 3 of us. He working on Saturday. He over there hustling, but he was so happy. I said, why are you so happy? He said, man, I just made $1,000 a day. I said, how off $9 an hour? He said, I don't get paid $9 an hour. I get paid commission. Because when I'm paid commission, I get paid more on Saturday. I get paid more money, period. While you working $9, and I looked at my check, my $9 an hour stayed the same. Because it don't matter if I worked 8 hours, if I got a little overtime, I got a little extra money. But I didn't make $1,000 in one day. It motivated me. So I sat down with my manager at the time, Robbie. I said, Robbie, how can I make $1,000 on a Saturday? He said, you got to go commission. I said, okay. So we worked off. I did $8 an hour plus a little commission. And I worked my way up that following month. I said, man, I'm going full commission. I'm going to have to bite the bullet. Went full commission. Got my first check 2 weeks later. My first $1,000 check I ever got in my whole life. It had $1,000 check with my name on it. I called a human resource lady and said, I think you made a mistake. Cause like this check says $1,092. Is that right? I said, yeah, Troy, that's correct. That's what you made. I said, I've never seen a check that big in my life before. At one time. I got it from a refund check from school when I used to get my little refund check that I had to be paying back for student loans. But I never seen a check I actually earned and worked for at one time that was over $1,000 in my hand after taxes. At that moment, I noticed commission might be the way for me to go as a personal person of getting paid. So I've heard the same thing. A lot of us heard about dealing with someone on commission. They seem like they might be swindling and hustling and getting things done. But when you're on the other side actually doing it and actually working commission, doing your job properly and getting paid and working less, because you know your value, you're actually getting certain things done in a certain period of time and not working 19 hours to get a little extra. I said, wow. At that moment, I knew commission was the way. But guess what happened? I went, when I got married, I got another salary job, and I went back and I got further into it. Doing salary, it got harder for me to want to leave that mindset of knowing this guarantee money is coming. It's a tough thing to do. But I'm going to tell you, if you actually start getting paid commission, or if you want to go full time of doing business for yourself and actually getting a commission-based type deal going, it's going to benefit you. And you start learning that, man, I'm doing more. I might do a little bit extra work, but I'm getting paid more money for it. Then you start realizing, man, if I work with someone's commission, I want to work with that person because that person is going to get the job done. So yeah, man, can you trust someone to work in commission? It's all relative to the person. It really depends on you and who's in front of you at that time. Just know that Troy told you that full commission person going to get the job done. Salaried employees get it done too. But it's a little bit more hunger for the person to know that if I don't get this thing done, I ain't eating no food. And if I don't get your deal done, it's not working. So I'm going to make sure it gets done. And if you're a person to say that, man, maybe I want to look at, I've been complaining about this job I've been in. I've been really worrying about doing this and doing that. And, I'm working extra hours and doing extra stuff. And this person's still getting promoted before I do. How can I make more money by doing the same job? You might want to get in a commission-based type deal in the business that you're in. If it's for that sales, I'm talking about in sales. You can't be a commission-based state employee. It's just not going to work. I'm talking about in sales. And if you need some help, I got plenty of business opportunities. Also, when you go full commission, you actually have multiple opportunities where you can get different streams of income. Because you got more time if you do your time and budget your time properly. It's a whole nother pod. But look, man, thank you so much for even letting me come on here and ramble with this new mic today. I just want to get on here and test this new mic out. I've been asked a couple of times by some clients about, man, Troy, how do you get paid? And I just tell them straight up, no problem. I get paid a commission. If your deal don't get done, I don't get paid. And majority of the time they're like, well, good. I know you're gonna get it done now because you don't get paid unless it gets done. You start to know, I tell you what, another benefit of a commission person, they actually know a lot of their products and what they got going on because they got to know. They can't be leading you astray down the wrong direction. Can't do that. But look, man, be transformed today. Even tonight, before you go to sleep, just think about, man, Troy told me some information today about commission versus salary. You might have bashed the salary at the time. I've done both of them, though. I'm just telling you the one that's been beneficial for me. You may be a person that salary may be beneficial for you. You need the routine. You might need to sit in the same seat for 45 years doing the same thing. It might work for you. It might be beneficial. But if you're someone like me that can't really I gotta have some different thing going. I don't need no one having the pressure on my neck, knee on my neck, or telling me I can't go to lunch. My wife want to go to lunch right quick. I can't do it. How long is it going to take? Is it going to be over an hour? Yeah, I can't go. My lunch only 32 minutes. No, I can't do that. Can't do that. My boy Nino said one time, he said he was the worst employee ever because he said he don't want nobody putting pressure on him, telling him he can't do something. And I think at times I'm the worst employee as well because I don't want to be in the same cycle over and over and over. I can't do the same. I know someone that worked at the same branch at the same bank for 60 years. 60 years, bruh. Can't do it. Look, man, be inspired, be transformed. Know that I appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to the NOTI Lounge on whatever platform you're hearing this on. Make sure you actually subscribe to the Two Brothers as well. That's on every Saturday at 10 Central, 11 Eastern. Two Brothers Podcast on YouTube. Go check it out. Make sure you subscribe to it. Hey, also go get my book at troymsmith.com/shop, The Mindset of Successful Thinking. Do that. Get at it. Thank you for listening, being a part of what's going on, and I'll holler at you.